I think what's important to understand about linked learning is that it's both rigorous academic preparation so that students get what they need to be prepared for a full range of post-secondary opportunities. It's also much deeper and more rigorous technical training than what one usually sees in high school settings. But when you move into a pedagogy that's based on students doing projects, it provides an opportunity to integrate across content areas and integrate the academic aspects with their applications in the context of careers.
We're making a website like based on a crime story, and then we're all like contributing ideas like what we want our website to look like and what's gonna catch like a seventh grader's attention.
Yeah, and we're like making it into like a kind of game, so the seventh graders could be interested. It involves all the other classes. It puts all the classes into one.
For the English portion, we have to write a crime essay, which is our crime story.
In biology, we're learning about fingerprints and DNA research so that we can incorporate it in our clues.
Like math helps with helps the evidence, like how we compare like the height and how we help know like how we compare suspects, like measurements.
And then for our media class, we actually learn how to tie it all together, like what we learn, and how like to put it on a website and special applications to use.
Now, some project-based learning may look very chaotic when you look at it from the outside, but in fact, the projects are carefully constructed by teachers to make sure that students need to draw on their mathematics, on their literacy skills, that they're applying the technical competencies that they've learned in the context of this project.
It's a project where we make a community that is environmentally friendly.
We're working on a green community school. It's going to be a newer version of CTA.
They're building a green community. So it has a school, they have to think about landscaping, green space. They have low and medium density residential. They have commercial, and then they have to think about egress plans. So this is going to go somewhere over here. Fire station's there. This project stemmed from a project I was doing in English class, and then we went cross-curricular with it. So now it is an advisory project, and our students in every class are learning something in that class to help them.
The reason they're doing that is so people use less water. You make it more expensive, people use less of it.
And then some of our students have applied to become superintendents. We looked at applications. We chose 6, and then they came together and in a draft chose out of the entire 9th grade who's going to be their employees.
Who do you think he would work well with?
And then the superintendent takes it on. She's going to put up a hierarchy chart that says, okay, here's the superintendent, and we have foremen for each of our 6 aspects. And then below them are also subcontractors that are helping with each of those aspects. As a 9th grade team, we meet twice a week. One day is devoted to talking about student issues and how we can support them in their academics and behavior, and then another day is devoted to the advisory project. What are we going to do? How's it going? What's our next direction? What pieces do we need to reassess? All of that kind of thing. I think that's one of those things that we file and we say, you know what, I want to push this group further because they're asking for it. They're begging to be pushed further. And then you pull that out, you know? Because I have a couple of things like that for residential where I think, well, I'm going to see where they take it and how much, you know, how far into this we can go. So what you're going to see is the scale model of this green community. And then you're going to see proposals that they wrote, which we called spec sheets. So basically what they suggest that their customer use, their client use for the building materials. And then there's a cost worksheet. Now, this is 9th grade. So I have to preface this is the first time that they have done a presentation like this. And it's huge for them.
Our goal is to create an environmentally friendly environment.
One of the eco-friendly materials we used was rubber paving for the playground, and another one we used was recycled glass for the inside hallways.
One green material that we used was recycled plastic playground equipment. It is made out of recycled plastic and it's colorful and safe.
One of the biggest challenges was that there was a lot of people that didn't want to pay attention to me, but then I assigned special jobs for them and they did the work that they were supposed to do.
One of the challenges we experienced, I experienced a challenge, was designing the recreational center because it was kind of hard figuring out where everything would go and like the fields and the buildings and the swimming pool and like everything we put in there.
I learned how to like react when I'm around the people. I learned that it's not all about me, it's about all the team.
In many cases, the technical learning that students do will be related to a career, say the health professions or construction and architecture. But it doesn't have to, and the point is to engage them in the real work that adults do.
Today's our pop day, surprise day for the students. When they came in, they were given an assignment, put into groups, they didn't know it was coming. So like a pop quiz, this is a pop day. And the assignment today is to develop a newspaper from scratch, very little instruction. They're kind of developing it all by themselves.
And we're also going to have like one person dedicated to like formatting some of the stuff. Like formatting the pages, how they look, and design.
We had to make a newspaper, and so we dissected our group into different categories where we would do sports and entertainment and just different things that you would find in a normal newspaper.
And so what we're doing now is we have people who've gone to tutorials, and they're basically getting information on how to possibly improve our newspaper.
We have different categories of people doing like Photoshop and interviews and political cartoons.
And as we wait for them to finish, we're all going to gather together and actually start writing.
In order to complete this project, many of the skills that they're going to need, they should have. They should know how to formulate a coherent essay and how to edit it down to a certain size. They've all taken photography, so they should know Photoshop and how to crop pictures and things like that. We've done, I don't know how many group projects, so they should know some of the group dynamics and what it is to work together and what it is to put somebody in charge and then do what they say.
Start using the materials that you guys have and get to it, all right?
Coming to this school prepared me really well with all the skills, like leadership skills, being able to finish things on time, knowing how to schedule my time right, knowing what needs to be done.
We want us to see this as a real-life application to what we've learned so far. There's a lot of stuff we've learned, like Publisher, Photoshop, like all this stuff we learned in school. Some people don't see the real-life application. Today, we are seeing the real-life application of these things.
I think it's just really good to be experiencing what it really is like to be in an office, to not have to worry about your teachers, even though you have to worry about your editors, and it's a lot of fun. I would rather do this than have normal classes.